Race cannot be used in college admissions, at least not like how it was. That decision by the Supreme Court today, as we look live tonight, the court is now dominated by conservatives, but it's also the most diverse ever. Among the 9 justices, 4 of them are women. 2 are black, 1 a Latina. 2 justices have even acknowledged that affirmative action played a role in their own admissions to get into college and/or law school. President Joe Biden said he, quote, strongly disagreed with today's court ruling, and he urged colleges to seek other routes to diversity. But how can schools recruit a diverse student body without knowing their racial background? What does this mean for students and parents watching? A lot of questions tonight. We'll get some answers in a moment when I talk exclusively with the man in charge of the entire SUNY system. First, though, helping us understand the legal side of this is constitutional expert and attorney Paul Cambria, who has argued before the Supreme Court. Thanks for coming on, Paul.
My pleasure.
So when we spoke about this case yesterday, you thought maybe the court was going to allow this affirmative action to continue in a limited way, which is how it's been implemented for quite a while now. Surprised at all by what we got today?
I really am. They're still saying that they believe that it can be used in a way to show somebody's background, whether discrimination played a role in their lives and whether or not they learned something, built something around it. So, race, but it really doesn't give you any parameters, if you will. What they do say is that the current programs lack sufficiently focused and measurable objectives warranting the use of race. They say it promotes racial profiling, it promotes discrimination and so on, but they really don't lay out a test that the universities can follow. At the end, they say a student must be treated based on his or her experience as an individual and not just based on race. But you can use their experience with regard to race, whether it was discrimination or whatever, to evaluate them. But it really doesn't give any guidance.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying there's some confusion surrounding all of that today. I really wanted to ask you about the impact of this beyond higher ed. Obviously, it's very significant, but are there worries out there or maybe some people celebrating the fact that this could have impacts beyond how affirmative action is used in higher ed and how it's used in the rest of our lives, housing or hiring, for instance?
Yeah, I think that definitely with regard to hiring, with regard to any kind of service where in the past maybe diversity was being tried to be achieved. Here originally the rule from the Supreme Court was we encourage minority inclusion because that shows diversity, and that's what universities are all about. Now they've really thrown it up in the air. To say we can still consider race as it involves, your life's experiences, and if you've gained things out of that, what does that mean? I really think that they have made it such that it's impossible for a university to use race and not have somebody challenge it successfully.
2 on your side, legal analyst Paul Cambria. We appreciate you coming on tonight, Paul.
My pleasure.